I don't know why, folks, but man, that intro fires me the F up, and I love it. I love it. I love it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday edition of Breaking Ankles, where we talk about everything on the early plays for the Saturday college basketball slate. I am your host with the most, the point guard of podcasting, Guns Picks, and I am going to give you 4 plays tonight that are going to be for tomorrow. So it's going to be day games on this one. Then we're going to come back at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for what? Breaking Ankles Part 2, where we break down the late slate. So it's going to be absolute electric. Dabby Cab will be joining me for the second part. And also we do a Sunday show as well. So please stick with us here on the Sports Wagering Network. All right. First of all, we crushed it last weekend. You saw this, you saw the statistics, you saw the numbers, you saw the records. We have to continue that momentum here, folks, because we had a little bit of snafu on the late night bangers, but that's okay. This is Breaking Ankles. It's a different show, folks. And we're going to be killing it this weekend, firing shots across the bow as we start this off like we normally do with pick number 1. Let's do this right now. We're going to go to Ohio State versus Michigan State. They're playing at Breezeland Center in East Lansing, Michigan. We're at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, we're going with a favorite on this one. The home favorite, Michigan State minus 6.5 as a play. Listen, let's look where Ohio State is coming from. They're off back-to-back wins over Illinois and Maryland at home after going 0-8 straight up and against the spread in their previous 8 games. They are also coming off a 3-game homestand. So now they're going to go and take that momentum onto the road in a situation they probably don't want to be in here against Michigan State. Now, Michigan State has been on the road 4 out of the last 5 games, so take this into account when I bring in these stats to you. They're off a road win versus Nebraska. They're 3-2 straight up in their last 5 games. Not too bad for a team that, doesn't really play well on the road. Very hard to win road games in college basketball altogether. Now you got to look at Ohio State's offense here, 24th in offensive efficiency, 129th in field goal percentage, 59th in offensive rebounding, and 89th in free throw percentage. Now, Michigan State's defense on this one, they're 33rd in defensive efficiency, 52nd in defending shots, 52nd in defensive rebounding. So they match up pretty well with Ohio State on that end of the floor. But let's look at the Michigan State offense. There's a little bit of discrepancy here from these two teams offensively and defensively. Michigan State's offense is 47th in offensive efficiency, 136th in field goal percentage, 218th in offensive rebounding, 4th in three-point percentage. So behind the arc, they are absolutely lights out, and they're also a great free throw shooting team, ranked 29th in free throw percentage. But now Ohio State's defense not as good as their offense. Let's break these guys down here. 112th in defensive efficiency, 90th in defending shots, 172nd in defensive rebounds, and 217th in allowing opponents to get to the line here, folks. So you're going to have many opportunities for Michigan State to get to the line, and I think what's going to happen is going to make most of these shots, and I love to back teams that can get on the line and make their free throws here, folks. These two teams did meet on February 12th. Michigan State did win the game 62-41. 4-point dogs in that game. I don't know how they were a dog in that game, but they were. Now you see the line here at minus 6.5 for Michigan State. That is a 10.5 point line swing, folks. So now you got to look at what Ohio State has done on the road this year. They're 1-9 against the spread on the road this season, and they're 2-12 in their last 14 on the road. Whereas Michigan State is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 home games. So this is a perfect spot for them. Also, you got to take into account 2 of their key starters are going to be, this is their senior day. So it's going to be senior day, last home game of the season. And also there's tournament implications in here where Michigan State does need a win more than Ohio State. So with all that being said, all the statistics applied, let's go with Michigan State minus 6.5 as play number 1. Firing shots across the damn board. As for you guys are watching me live, I appreciate it. I know this is a late show, and sometimes I don't get the live views that I should be getting on this one because I am the most electric, sharpest capper, and electric host on the damn planet. But let's go move into the next play and stop dilly-dallying around and boasting myself up here. Let's talk Tennessee and let's talk Auburn here. Neville Arena, Auburn, Alabama. And we're 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, I'm going to be going with the unranked home favorite versus the ranked away dog. And I'm going to be going with Auburn minus 1.5 here. We've been doing this all season long. We've been tracking these games. Strange lines. I'm going to be taking them all season long. Tennessee is off back-to-back home wins versus Arkansas and South Carolina. Not really great teams after losing 2 straight home games. So take that into account there. They're 3-4 straight up in the last 7 games. And I did talk about this on Dad Bods yesterday. This is a falling knife here, folks. I don't think Tennessee is hitting that right stride going into March. We're in March right now, and actually going into postseason play. Now, Auburn is coming off a tough loss in OT versus Bama on the road, and they're off back-to-back road losses. So there's going to be a little bit of a chip on their shoulder for Auburn. Breaking down these two teams statistically, the Tennessee offense, not that great, 57th in offensive efficiency, 215th in field goal percentage, 5th in offensive rebounding, so they do get a lot of second chance opportunities, and then 207th in free throw percentage. Now Auburn's defense on the other side, they have a pretty decent defense. 21st in defensive efficiency, 8th in defending shots, 308th in defensive rebounds, 128th in allowing teams to get to the free throw line. Now Tennessee's defense, they have one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best. First in defensive efficiency, first in defending shots, 153rd in defensive reboundings, which is kind of a key point. They don't get to the boards that well, but they do guard the guards above around the arc. 216th in allowing teams to get to the free throw line. So there's a couple key stats here that will give Auburn opportunities to get points. Now you got to look at these two teams did meet on February 4th. Tennessee did win the game 46-43 as 9.5-point favorites. Now the line is completely swung the other way and making Auburn the favorite here, -1.5. That's the type of line swing, egregious movement that I want to see from game A to game B. Also got to look at Tennessee 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 road games. And this team has tournament, Auburn, I'm talking about, has tournament implications on the line here, folks. They have 11 losses. They got to build that resume up so they don't lose a spot in the NCAA tournament. It's also senior day. 2 key starters for the Auburn Tigers are going to be celebrating and getting honored at halftime or during the game. Parents coming out, bringing the roses to them, giving the hugs. You know how senior day goes. And also, it's the classic non-ranked home favorite versus the ranked home away dog. I'm going to be taking Auburn on this one, -1.5 as my second play. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I see you guys watching me live, and I don't know why you bastards aren't in the chat saying what's up to me or tell me what you're drinking, what you're smoking, what you're eating, what you're doing on this Freaky Friday, as I'm going to take a sip of a nice Viva Salsa. Refreshing, baby. All right, let's go into the third pick so I don't waste all your time all night long on this play. Oh, there we go. Exactly in the chat. Cheers, my friend. As we get to the third play on the board here, it's Kansas State versus West Virginia. Take me home, country road, to a place I belong. I don't know if I said that right. I don't know the lyrics to that song. I just know it's John Denver. WVU Coliseum, Morgantown, West Virginia. And guess what? I'm going with the favorite, the unranked home favorite versus the ranked away dog situation here, folks. And let's talk about these two teams, really. I mean, Kansas State's doing nothing but the right things. They won 4 in a row. They're off a home win versus Oklahoma. But most of those games were at home. So Kansas State is more predicated on being a home team, not a road team. If you actually check their last 4 games on the road, they're 1-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 road games. Kansas's offense, statistically, 51st in offensive efficiency, 132nd in field goal percentage, 102nd in offensive rebounds, 64th in free throw percentages. Kind of, above average at best on that one. And also you got to look at West Virginia's defense, 55th in defensive efficiency, 184th in defending shots, 202nd in rebounds. Edge goes to Kansas State, but the edge is very slight, in my opinion, on this one. Now you got to look at the West Virginia offense. It's actually better. 7th in offensive efficiency, 116th in field goal percentage, 26th in offensive rebounds, and 118th in free throw percentage. Kansas State has a great defense, 13th in defensive efficiency, 38th in defending shots. But here's the key point. They're 220th in defensive rebounds. So I think if there's an edge on this one, if there's going to be missed shots, I think West Virginia's got to get to the boards and get those second chance opportunities and not let up any type of buckets to Kansas State. Allow them to get in transition and score points here, folks. And I think they can here at home on senior day with, again, tournament implications because they have 13 losses and they can't afford a single loss unless they just want to go and win the Big 12 tournament. We'll see if that happens. Also, Kansas State did win the first matchup on New Year's Eve, 82-76 in overtime as 1-point favorites. Now the line is swing 5 points in the other direction. Actually, 5.5 points in the other direction because that's the line sitting right now at 4.5. Senior day, like I said, tournament implications. 17-13 team needs a good win, and this is a good win if they can get this on their resume. So I think West Virginia will get it done here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give me West Virginia minus 4.5 as my third play. As we fire shots across the bow. Listen, we went 3-1 on the early plays last week. I think we're going to sweep the damn board here this week. That's what I'm talking about on this one. LVCC in the building. Yeah, guns. It's almost Saturday. You know it, baby. And Saturdays are for the hoops during the month of March. Let's get to this last and final play of the Breakin Ankles edition of the show. So before I get to that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment. Make sure you do whatever it takes for this show to hit whatever algorithm this show needs to be on. It needs to be on the level of greatness algorithm. So the only way to do that is you people out there. So please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you always know when the Sports Wagering Network goes live, baby, live, because we're going to be killing it all year long. Now the last play on the board here, folks. We're going to boogie back to Kansas, and we're actually not even going to Kansas. We're not. No. We're going to Texas here, Austin, Texas, to be exact. Moody Center is going to be rocking here at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you got the 9 seed going against the number 3 seed in the country. Texas needs this game, baby. And I think they get it done here. You may be seeing these guys play each other in the conference championship. We'll see if that ever happens, but I'm going to be going with Texas minus 3.5 in this spot. Kansas is a team just cruising right now. They're on another level. They're doing the right things before they get into the March tourney slate. They've won 9 out of the last 10 games, but they failed to cover in their last 2. So maybe from a covering standpoint, we're starting to see some regression from them, and maybe Texas punches them in the mouth in this spot. Texas is off back-to-back road losses to Baylor and TCU, so they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth, especially after the last game where TCU actually rushed the court as a favorite. I didn't get that at all. They did it on them, though, and I think Texas is a little pissed off, and they're going to maybe take it out here on Kansas. Now, you break these two teams down statistically very evenly if you look at the Kansas offense versus the Texas defense. 21st in offense efficiency, Kansas is 77th in field goal percentage, 159th in offensive rebounds, and 153rd in free throw percentage. Now you got to look at Texas's defense. They're a pretty damn good defense. 25th in defensive efficiency, 95th in defending shots, 245th in defensive rebounds. That's the key point in this one. They're going to have to find a way to get to the boards and not allow Kansas to get those second chance opportunities. Also, Texas's offense is pretty damn good too. 18th in offensive efficiency, 51st in field goal percentage, 170th in offensive rebounds, 69th on the charity stripe. Now, Kansas's defense is 9th in defensive efficiency, 29th in defending shots, 191st in defensive rebounds. So there might be a little bit of edge there for Texas on that one, and 197th in allowing teams to get to the free throw line. So I think when you're playing at home, you're playing on senior day, you have you need this. You kind of need this win to kind of position yourself not only in the Big 12 tourney, but also to position yourself as a 2 to 3 seed if you want to get up that high for Texas. Now, Texas is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games. That's a key point. 7-1 against the spread after a straight-up loss. And the home team, when these two teams get together, 3-0-1 against the spread in the last 4 matchups. So with all that being said, also got to make a key point in here is full line swing ability on this game. Kansas won the first matchup 88-80. on February 6th. They were a 4-point favorite. Now you see Texas favored here, -3.5. That's a 7.5-point line swing from game A to game B. I told you, if it goes past 2 or 3 on a line swing, I got to be looking at the team with the bigger line swing on this one. And I'm looking at Texas. Texas with a chip on their shoulder. It's a revenge spot. They're trying to position themselves well in not only the Big 12 tournament, but also position themselves in the NCAA tournament. I think this is a perfect spot. And quite frankly, it builds the story of these two teams meeting in the Big 12 championship. I want to see it. You want to see it. We all want to see it. Give me Texas -3.5 as my fourth play for the early slate. As we continue, those are the games, but of course, I will not leave you without giving you my best bet. Looking far and wide at this one. It's hard for me I want to take Texas, but Kansas is kind of rolling right now. I don't want to kind of jump on that grenade, so to speak. But I think I'm going to make it Auburn on this one, -1.5. I just think they need this game a little bit more. Tennessee's a falling knife right now, not one you want to catch. And I think this team is a little bit in shambles as of late. And Auburn getting senior day at home in a position where they can kind of continue that momentum into the Big 12 championship and try to position their resume to get into the NCAA tournament. I think it's crucial that they're going to have to win this game, period. So that's why I'm going to be saying Auburn -1.5 is going to be my best bet for the early slate. All right. Like I said, if you're watching right now and you aren't part of this channel, get on it. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for us, folks. And make sure you comment as well. I mean, this is going to be very important for us to build the channel. And we want you to be a part of the entire ride. You guys are the OGs, the origin story of where the SWN is going to be going. And we're going to be going to the damn moon as we go back into the con. Markel, what's up, my guy? What's going on? Let's cash tomorrow. You know we're going to damn cash tomorrow. This is March, baby. This is where we dominate. LVCC with a comment on this. Only 3 players watching, right? Firing winners and breaking ankles, SWN. Oh, yeah. Late night bangers. Oh, bang, bang, bang. It doesn't matter if there's 1, if there's 0, if there's 100. I'm going to be bringing the heat every single damn time because you know why? I know how big this show is going to be. I know how big this channel is going to be. And I'm telling you what, there is going to be nobody. We're going to be this place to be when it comes to cashing tickets. We're going to be better than the rest. We're going to be the sharpest. We're going to be the most electric. And by God, we're going to be the most fun at the same time. So to break down every single play on the board for the early plays, I gave you 4 tonight. Michigan State -6.5, play number 1. Auburn -1.5, play number 2. West Virginia -4.5, play number 3. And we're going to be going Texas -3.5 as play number 4. Yes, I did give you a lot of favorites on this one. I've already looked at already looked at the late card in this one. I'll probably have to have a few more dogs on that card, but I think this is going to be one of those cards where you're going to be looking at 2 things. Are they playing at home? Is it senior night? And what are the implications? Do they need to win? Do they need to build their resume? Are they on the bubble? Are they the first 4 out, first 4 in? These are the situations that I look at. Do they need the win, basically, is what we want to say on this one. Exactly. He's on the Pacific Standard Time. Cool, man. I'm on the East. All right. That's going to do it for this version of the Breakin' Ankles early slate for Saturday. Like I said, we're going to come back 5:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, 12:30 Pacific, if you need to do the math on that one. And it's going to be me and Dabby breaking down the late slate for Saturday. And of course, we're going to be back early morning to do the Sunday slate. So let's have a night. Let's have a day. Let's have a Saturday. And let's crush the board. All 4 plays. Let's sweep it. Let's dominate. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bang!